What if there was a technology so powerful that governments, militaries, and global corporations trusted it to interpret billions of data points every day, to prevent attacks, manage crises, and make decisions no human could? This is not fiction. This is Palantir Technologies. Founded in 2003 by a group including Peter Thiel and Alex Karp. Palantir was born out of the aftermath of the September 11th attacks as a tool to help U.S. intelligence agencies make sense of complex, fractured data. Its very name evokes a mythical all-seeing orb, a symbol of hidden insight and surveillance. Initially seeded with about $2 million from a CIA incubator, Palantir was designed not to entertain, but to detect patterns in the chaos of real-world information, a data powerhouse before data was cool. It was never a social app or a consumer product. Its first clients were the CIA, NSA, and FBI, organizations that needed systems to predict the unpredictable. For years, Palantir operated in the shadows, building software that governments used to combat terrorism, integrate military intelligence, and map out hidden connections across terabytes of surveillance data. Its platforms, Gotham and later Foundry, allowed analysts to fuse data from different sources into coherent, actionable insight. But this was only the beginning. Palantir's growth financial power, 2,000 CHRs. Today, Palantir is no longer a niche government tool. It's a leader in enterprise data analytics and AI software. In 2024, the company reported around $2.9 billion in revenue, a nearly 29% year-over-year growth from 2023, with an 80% gross margin, unusually high for enterprise software. What's striking is the split of that revenue. Roughly 55% came from government contracts, and 45% came from commercial customers. In 2024, Palantir served 711 customers across 90 industries worldwide, from pharmaceutical researchers and automotive manufacturers to public health administrators and utility operations analysts, a dramatic expansion from its early intelligence roots. While its government contracts remain a backbone, its commercial business has shown explosive growth, with U.S. commercial revenue rising around 64% year-over-year in late 2024, projected to surpass $1 billion in 2025. Despite being one of the most valuable technology companies by market valuation, with a market cap near hundreds of billions, its actual revenues are much smaller than giants like Microsoft or Amazon. Yet it continues to carve out a powerful niche between government, enterprise intelligence, and data systems. The core platforms. Gotham Foundry. Palantir's influence stems from two flagship platforms. Gotham, built for defense and intelligence agencies. Gotham integrates diverse data streams, from sensor feeds to unstructured reports, enabling analysts to discover hidden connections and make life-critical decisions. Originally used for counterterrorism, it has expanded into battlefield intelligence and defense logistics. Foundry, a platform tailored for enterprises. Foundry takes massive, disparate datasets and turns them into analytical workflows. Companies in healthcare, finance, manufacturing, and logistics use Foundry to optimize supply chains, predict operational risk, and automate complex decision trees. These systems aren't simple dashboards. They're data ecosystems, capable of real-time analysis, predictive modeling, and secure data governance in highly regulated environments. Palantir also developed AIP, Artificial Intelligence Platform, to allow enterprises to integrate large language models and other advanced AI into operational workflows, bringing generative AI not just as a novelty, but as a foundational decision engine. Government defense integration. Palantir's identity remains deeply intertwined with government work. Since its earliest days, Palantir has embedded its software into defense and intelligence community operations. Agencies like the CIA, NSA, FBI, and branches of the U.S. military have long relied on Gotham for data fusion and predictive operations. One telling example is the Enterprise Service Agreement with the U.S. Army, a contract framework valued at up to $10 billion over 10 years, consolidating 75 previous deals into a single, efficient procurement channel. Palantir's software supports logistics, battlefield intelligence, and strategic planning, not tech assistance but systems that assist life. Critical decisions. These aren't simulations, they are real-world data operations influencing military movements and national security strategy. This level of integration provides stability few tech companies enjoy. Government contracts aren't one-off deals, they are multi-year, often extended by renewals, giving Palantir predictable, recurring revenue. Commercial expansion. Diverse use cases. While government remains core, Palantir's commercial reach has expanded rapidly. Today, companies in sectors as varied as healthcare, energy, finance, and manufacturing leverage Palantir's platforms to make sense of big data. Airbus uses Palantir's platforms for aviation analytics. Merck KGaA applies them in pharmaceutical research. Ferrari integrates data from designs to production. Palantir's tools help optimize supply chains, forecast market risk, and support automotive manufacturing workflows, once impossible to coordinate at scale. In healthcare, Palantir played a crucial role during the COVID-19 pandemic by supporting national data tracking efforts, such as building the NHS COVID-19 data store in the UK, helping integrate hospital data and vaccination information, a project that led to a later £330 million NHS data platform contract. The commercial business isn't a small add-on, it grew faster than government in parts of 2024, with US commercial revenue rising over 60% year-over-year, and projections exceeding $1 billion as enterprises adopt data intelligence as core infrastructure. Palantir's controversies. Ethics. Power. This concentrated never comes without controversy. From its earliest days, Palantir has been accused of building the digital infrastructure of surveillance. Civil liberties groups have raised alarms about how its software is used by law enforcement and immigration agencies, especially its work with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Palantir's tools allowed ICE to integrate vast databases, travel records, phone metadata, employment data, social networks. Critics argue this enabled mass tracking at a scale previously impossible. In 2019, internal protests erupted inside Palantir itself. Employees questioned whether building software for deportation enforcement crossed an ethical line. Petitions circulated. Public pressure mounted. Palantir's response was blunt. CEO Alex Karp stated that Palantir would continue working with governments, arguing that a world where Western democracies refuse to build powerful tools is a world where authoritarian regimes win. This philosophy defines Palantir's ethics, not neutrality, not restraint, but alignment. Palantir claims it does not collect data, it analyzes data provided by clients. But critics argue that distinction doesn't matter when outcomes affect real human lives. The question is no longer, is the technology ethical? It's who decides how it's used, and who watches the watchers. How Palantir influences global intelligence policy. Palantir doesn't just analyze data, it shapes decisions. In intelligence agencies, Palantir's platforms influence how threats are prioritized, how risks are scored, and which signals matter most. When analysts rely on a system daily, its structure quietly becomes policy. During military operations, Palantir software has been used for intelligence fusion, target prioritization, logistics planning, battlefield awareness. In Ukraine, Palantir publicly acknowledged supporting Western allies with data analytics to improve situational awareness during the conflict, blending satellite data, logistics flows, and intelligence inputs into real-time operational dashboards. At the policy level, governments increasingly rely on data-driven justification. When Palantir systems surface patterns, correlations, or recommended actions, those outputs can influence budgets, deployments, and laws. This creates a new reality. Policy is no longer just debated, it's computed. Palantir insists humans stay in the loop. But when speed matters, humans often follow the system that sees more. The result? Software that doesn't just support power, it steers it. How Palantir's AI is used in decision-making. Palantir's newest evolution is its artificial intelligence platform, AIP. Unlike consumer AI, AIP is designed for high-stakes environments, defense, energy grids, financial systems, healthcare logistics. It integrates large language models with proprietary enterprise data, securely, with audit trails. AIP doesn't just answer questions, it proposes actions. For example, If demand spikes here, reroute supply there. If risk probability crosses this threshold, escalate. If this pattern repeats, intervene now. In manufacturing, AIP predicts failures before machines break. In finance, it models cascading risk. In defense, it simulates outcomes faster than human planning cycles. This is where the shift becomes profound. Decision-making is no longer sequential, it's continuous. Executives describe AIP as decision infrastructure, not a tool you consult, but a system you operate within. And once organizations trust AI recommendations at scale, going back becomes unthinkable. Future Outlook 2030 projections. By 2030, analysts expect enterprise AI spending to exceed $1 trillion annually. Palantir positions itself not as an app, but as the operating system for institutional intelligence. The company is aggressively expanding defense autonomous systems, manufacturing robotics, healthcare bioanalytics, energy infrastructure, government digital twins. Palantir's strategy is clear: embed deeply. Replace spreadsheets. Replace intuition. Replace fragmentation. If successful, Palantir won't just be a vendor, it will be infrastructure. But infrastructure is invisible until it fails or is abused. As AI systems grow more autonomous, the ethical stakes rise. Who audits the models? Who controls the objectives? Who pulls the plug? By 2030, the question may not be, does Palantir control the world? But could modern institutions function without it? Closing powerful call to action, Palantir began as a response to chaos. It became a machine for clarity. And now, it sits at the center of a world drowning in data. This isn't about good or evil. It's about leverage. Those who control interpretation control outcomes. As AI systems like Palantir spread, the future won't be shaped by those who shout the loudest, but by those who design the systems quietly running beneath everything. So here's the real question: will you understand the systems shaping your future, or live inside decisions made by them? If this documentary made you think, if it gave you clarity, discomfort, or curiosity, subscribe. Because the next videos go deeper. Like this video so others see it, and comment what part disturbed you the most. The age of invisible power has already begun.